and gentlemen, welcome back to the WarGaming.net League North America. My name is Andre Great Torp Hengshaw. I'm going to be your host for tonight. Joined alongside me on set is Randall Rookkill Holcomb. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to step into our first match of today. Fulcrum Gaming against the Cazadores. These two teams have met up countless times, and Fulcrum Gaming, for the most part, has gotten the better end of them.
Yep. And their first match will be on Abbey. Nagatron has chosen the north side. So I am excited to see this match. Yes. I haven't seen a strat. Have you seen a strat out of Fulcrum on Abbey?
I haven't nearly as much, but I think what's most important is that we have seen strats coming out from the Cazadores. They always like to run very AMX 1390 heavy. They like to go down the center most of the times. And they do these runs that I feel are quite questionable, and they can get themselves into a little bit of trouble. I'm expecting Fulcrum Gaming to come into this having a really nice set plan for their upcoming opponents. Remember, the Cazadores are known for doing some crazy whacked out aggression, but since then, since maybe a month ago, they've really kind of calmed down a little bit, recomposed themselves, but at the same time, they've played very, very defensive. Let's take a look at Fulcrum Gaming, as they are the front runners right now, 6-0 in the league. Nagatron, Friction Soviet, Hugo Maximus, and Relics are some of their, I guess, the most common.
Those are A-team members right there. You see them almost every single match. Don't forget F0X, Absolute Royal, and then the three guys we don't see as often, Jackie Rudo, FML Rommel, and Antonio Hansen.
That's something really cool about Fulcrum Gaming that I love. The same 7 players are committing so intensely to the competitive play. Of course, they have those extra guys there if they ever need them, but for the most part, we see those 7 guys always playing to the maximum amount. I do also want to introduce one of our co-hosts for today. It is, of course, Joshua Clutch Gray. Josh, so glad to have you back.
Super excited to be here, man. I haven't sat down at the telestrator in so long. I look forward to drawing all these nifty little pictures to give you guys more of an inside look of different approaches that can happen on the map and different battle tactics we see these different teams. And I'm looking forward to a lot of these matches tonight, especially Turtle Police and River of Blood at the end, because that's going to determine who might be placed in the 4th spot. Every spot counts for these teams that are on the fence right now to see for who's going to go to Vegas.
Yeah, really excited for those, but we're about to launch into our first battle for today. It is match number 1, Fulcrum Gaming against Cazadores. Let's step into Abbey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Fulcrum Gaming, the unstoppable, sweeping giants of this division, are 6-0 against the Cazadores. Cazadores right now on the ropes. They definitely want to show face and show they can compete with the very top. So far, let's take a look at the lineups and see exactly where these teams are at.
For Fulcrum Gaming, we see 3 T69s and 2 1390s, 2 T1s to bring up their last 2 points.
2 T69s, 2 AMX 1390s, and 2 T1s for Cazadores. So a little bit different of a lineup. They've kind of reversed the T69s and the AMX 1390s, of course, favoring the AMX 1390s on the Cazadores side. Both teams, though, they are doing full auto-loader formats.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to bring up. I'm not sure if we've seen too many teams succeed all that well by bringing all autoloaders. I think we saw Pershing yesterday come into play and do a fantastic job against a 5-man push, which makes me kind of think that, oh wow, actually something might be even more important here, guys. We've got almost like a base trade or a side trade going on. Absolute Royal and his 1390 is in the Abbey, I believe. And there's a fight already I think happening up north.
Yes, it is. Onizuka has taken the first shot. It looks like 2 shots are traded off onto Hugo Maximus. Remember, Onizuka is the one able to put out more damage than his opponent. The T69 only has 4 shots. The AMX 1390 has 6 shots. and therefore the T69 does have to run away. But the MX 1390 does have less hit points. Still, I feel like that's a nice little advantage, honestly, for Cazadores. That trade favors them a lot more. If you can take out the T69 very quickly, then you're in a much better spot.
And Al-Jazim Arabin jumping into the backfield. He's going to kill.
Oh,
Hugo
Friction.
Maximus. Friction
One
is
more
the next.
shot, and he's going to get it before his opponent. Nicely done, killing that AMX 1390. Man, that was razor thin. Thief now is going to start engaging against Nagatron. Nagatron sporting that T69, or excuse me, that AMX 1390 against the T69.
But it looks like Thief is reloading, and
Oh,
Kufo's going to come
Kufo!
screaming in.
Yes! And he's going to be able to get the shot on Friction before Friction gets out any more shots. Nicely done. Nagatron now coming up against the #1 support scout in the WGLNA. Kufo is going to take him out. Ladies
No,
and gentlemen.
Kufo's reloading.
Oh, wow.
So
Excuse me.
Onizuka's going to have to take out Nagatron.
And is
But,
he reloading
yes.
it? No, he's not.
He was waiting for a shot to be zeroed.
Oh,
Absolute
okay,
Royal
gotcha.
is going to have to carry this one
And
on
ladies
the
and
other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an 18-point to 10-point lead for Cazadores. Who would have thought Fulcrum Gaming is looking like they're going to be taking the first loss of this day.
That was very unfortunate positioning for Fulcrum Gaming. They were caught in the low ground with only one tank up top in C3. With that, we lost Hugo Maximus a ton of health. On top of that, Kufo was coming around the other side. Hugo did a very smart job jumping off the cliff, but you know, YOLO mode 1390 just said, we don't care. And
I mean,
Fulcrum just wasn't
we've
paying
already
attention.
watched you play, and jumping off the cliff doesn't work out too well.
Well,
for
it did
those
for him.
wins. Oh, that's true. Okay.
It worked out very well, actually. And now, well,
Well,
absolute-
for
Yeah.
Cazadores,
For
not
Cazadores.
not for Fulcrum Gaming.
of course not. They weren't the ones jumping off the cliff.
A little
in an
bit.
attack. Well, it
Well,
was
not to attack, to
not to
run
attack.
away.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you were doing. You were jumping off the cliff to run away.
I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. F0X just kind of shooting around. Kufo killing
Lining
him
up
with
the
a
shot,
Ah.
crushing him easy. And it is, at this point, Absolute Royal against 2 Tier 8s. Now, I do want to mention that Onizuka and Kufo do have just about a half hit points, but they have double the
Relics.
DPM.
Relics is running across their own cap. Absolute Royal is scrambling to cover. He could clutch it. There's a possibility here. Absolute's a pretty good 1390 driver, but it is kind of hard to...
Against the best 1390 driver, though?
I don't know if Kufo stands up statistically as the best 1390 driver. He does get the best spotting, but...
Well, it's spotting, it's spot damage, it's lifetime expectancy. There's a bunch of things. that we're throwing
But
into
did you measure it for 1390?
I did not mention.
You see, there's more tanks than just the 1390 that Kufo has played.
Very, very true.
So we'll just take that into account. I do want to see who the best 1390 driver is. We should take a
Are
look at
you
them.
giving me a lecture on statistics?
I'm just saying that
Are you
maybe-
really giving me? I'm just kidding. But how dare you?
I dare, sir.
You are a great human being.
I'm
Anyway.
a horrible human being.
Yeah. Okay. Either one.
And that is Absolute Royal. Gonna
run into the
Come
wall.
Come on, buddy. There we go.
He's
There
on
we
the
go.
T71's fit nicer into there.
Yeah. Well, 1390 is pretty thin too. I think actually T71 might be slightly
Okay,
wider.
when you drive the T71,
that was
it fits in a lot nicer.
I have a lot of experience going through that little tiny hole. So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Absolute Royal is just sharking around. Obviously, trying to find just a good engagement at this point, but it's hard for him against 2 MX 1390s. Honestly, I think it's the other way around. Cazadores is probably looking exactly for where Absolute Royal is, because if they get, just both their shots initiated onto Absolute Royal, one of them can take out the other, or one of them can take out Absolute Royal even if they die. So.
Well, Onizuka and Kufo are doing a very good job here of staying together.
Yes,
But-
battle buddies.
Yes, for life. Although I have to give it to Absolute Royal. He hasn't been hunted down yet, doing a very good job of avoiding the Cazadores, the
Yes, sir.
hunters.
Cazadores means hunters in Espanol.
Confirmed by Clutch, I believe, a
And
little
my
while
great
back.
twerp.
Yeah,
Come
actually,
on,
Clutch,
hablo español.
Clutch, you are the Spanish speaker.
Oh
so
my
you would be the one.
goodness, Jonah! Please turn around and shoot him.
I am
did.
a Absolute Royal está bien peligroso en ese momento. He's very dangerous because if he can land those shots right when he needs to and fall back, it could be a draw if he's able to get one of these kills and runs away.
That is very true. But let's be honest, it's hard to get away if your opponents are running an AMX 13. Now, what he could do,
I think I see an out
is-
for him. See it.
what?
You want to notice?
Yes.
He's going to make his way to D8. No, D7. And you know that hill? There's
Yes.
that little hill in
Yes,
D7.
You can get a shot off.
He'll have a nice high ground position. He'll have bush cover, and with the way the Hunters
maybe.
look to be moving around here. Yes, he's going right there. Called it.
But realistically, shouldn't the Hunters probably just retreat back to, let's say, C2, C3?
They're at their base right now.
Just chill?
They're
like
at
the Holiday Inn?
B6, which is a good spot. They're, it's all right. It's all right spot.
I would say they should go to B3-ish, C3, in the middle over there.
That's a good spot.
That's a fantastic spot.
But you give
for
up
an
so much
aiming
map
safety.
control. I feel like where they
So?
are right now, they have a little bit more vision everywhere.
What can Absolute Royale do with map control right now?
He has flexibility to move around.
If he caps,
It's not cap. It's not.
I know.
that-
If he caps, he loses.
Yeah,
If
but-
he waits, he loses.
but
If
if
he,
it's-
so he has to attack into that B2, B3 area. That's a terrible way to attack into. There's not many openings for him to really have an advantage.
He's gonna get spotted going across the
He
open.
is
Kufo's got a
spotted,
0.
and
It's
down goes
Down.
2 shots.
He's at 170. The Hunters.
Yep.
It's probably over for Absolute right now.
Absolute Royal needs both of these 2 tanks to go AFK. He needs 2 ammo racks.
Wait, they're not gonna. Kufo's gonna go around one way. Onizuka the other. Come on, that's the move. Absolute Royal can't escape. Unless
Battle buddies.
Run Absolute. They're not paying attention.
Battle buddies.
Yep. Oh, come on.
And
Absolute
Kufo! Make the shot.
We need Jukes.
Ooh, nice shot.
Jukes out of
Royal.
Absolute.
2 more hits, he could get it.
No. Kufo.
lands it.
Very patient. Waits for that
And
shot.
that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Cazadores will take first game of today, week 3, day 10. We'll be back after this. Himmelsdorf, a great map, but that's not what we're going to be seeing, guys. Ensk is our battle number 2 location. As we see AMX 5100, 2 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and T69 for both sides. This is the most standard lineup we've seen on Ensk, on Himmelsdorf. Really any urban fighting map.
And here we actually have the first kind of, this is pretty common to see the 2 T69s kind of square off along the 5-6 line. This is Kufo actually did spot out Nagatron, and wow, actually a fight is kind of happening elsewhere on the map.
A storm is brewing, man.
Yeah, Onizuka has already taken a lot of hits from the IS-3 of Hugo Maximus and Nagatron. They landed those first alpha strikes, and they are crippling him fast. One more hit, he will go down. Fast fire from Fulcrum. They want blood fast, and there goes the first kill.
Look at that crossfire.
Look at that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the concave is beautiful. Over on the 1 line, having enough support over there to have crossfire into that I guess the E line.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden CES is taking a ton of damage. Now he does have a battle buddy right behind him, Kufo, in that T69, able to dish out a lot of damage.
Absolute
Looks
Royal
like
goes down to 54 hit points, but Cess is still a 1-shot as well. Hugo's going to get the finisher on Cess.
Oh,
great shot.
Really unfortunate. Kufo was trying to screen for him and take the damage, but he was not able to cover the crossfire. Now lining up a shot on Absolute Royal. I think he's still clipping. Friction is going to get a free shot onto Kufo right now. Burns the kit as he got tracked on that shot. Kufo is going to start.
He is reloaded.
Is he?
He is reloaded. He's going to empty him into Nagatron after the first one bounces on Friction. It's not going to matter. Kufo's going to go down here in just a second.
Does not even matter. He did not have enough bullets to kill Friction nor Nagatron. So no matter what, he's clipping directly after that. Down he goes. This is going to be a Fulcrum win, as this is the most decisive, realistically, they've been. Fulcrum Gaming just were able to execute a fantastic brawl with great initiation, getting the Nagatron into that T69 all the way over there, providing really good crossfire. On top of that, just being all around really positionally sound. Fulcrum Gaming will take the win, tied 1-1. The boys are back in town, both for Fulcrum Gaming and, I would say, for the Cazadores. I love the aggression that we saw from battle number 1. Let's see if we have it again here. 2 T-32s, 3 AMX 1390s over for Cazadores.
And on Fulcrum's side, they have a Pershing. I'm loving this, with 2 T-69s and 2 1390s. Pershing, I feel like they're bringing it as a counter to those T-32s.
They did that against Scurry Hard on steps, and it worked out to be super effective. Hugo Maximus is going to lead that Pershing, so I'm looking forward to see the gameplay out of him, see how he really utilizes it. Onizuka again being the one that gets slightly out of position and taken some hits unnecessarily in this beginning stage. We've seen multiple times Cazadores love going to the lighthouse and really staking their claim over there. They just say, that's how we're going to deny the center from being taken. If you want to take that center, guess what? You're taking a lot of shots as well. Relics! Oh god, please don't die, Relics. You are not the Mac G.
He's moving up, and this is actually a really cool position. G1, it's a cubby, a little cubby hole that is fantastic. Oh wow, Kufo's taking some big hits.
Kufo is taking a lot of hits, and down he's going to go immediately. Insane. That is a tier 8 point advantage over for Fulcrum Gaming.
Fantastic shots by Soviet. Where is he?
Yeah, Soviet is all the way in the island.
Ah, so he didn't get spotted. Fantastic job.
Yeah, I believe he reverse angled to get that shot as well. So some really nice stuff. Obviously being up to 8 tier points is a gigantic advantage. So what does Cazadores realistically do from here? They have their 2 T-32s. I'm not sure for
well, they realize how futile it will be to stay in the West. Fulcrum was going to just slow play it out, and we saw between Relics and the other 1390s some great spotting. Actually, I feel like maybe they even baited out a shot by exposing Hugo Maximus, and when they baited that shot out, that was Kufo who took the shot. He went and fired, and that revealed him. So 2 1390s on top of that got to return the fire. Kufo was not prepared for that. He did not spot those 1390s, and between the two of them, he was completely annihilated.
Cazadores definitely does this type of style, though, that is super bold, and it relies on teams not taking the island. They play the lighthouse just so extremely aggressive, poking out there a lot of times, relying on some bush cover, but for the most part, the rocks to keep them safe. They're not really expecting to get a lot of crossfire from that island. So when there is a team like Fulcrum that chooses to go to the island, they're completely unprepared for it, and they lose a fast tier 8 tank. On top of that, Onizuka has taken a little bit of damage, and now CES has taken damage as well.
And now you see Cazadores is flipping up their strat. And I like it, because it still involves the T-32s, and it's actually going to involve the East in what I would say is the most proper manner that I have seen. I think Cazadores has done this before with T-32s, where they push around to the East, and then they have the T-32s take or deny the hill. With that, you are treating the East properly. You are respecting the hill.
Yes.
And then you're also taking the East, which you can do as long as the hill is properly respected.
Well, we do have a big push onto F0X. Unfortunately, that is not the tier 8 tank. It's a T1 Cunningham. As Al-Jazim Alabim is going to go down. Again, 16 points now, and there has been no return, no retribution from Cazadores to really stake their claim and say, I am still in this match. Fulcrum Gaming up a gigantic amount of points.
And Friction takes a few hits, I believe, as he crosses to return to base. Onizuka attempts to fire an Absolute Royal, but this is a 1390, inaccurate on the move, and he does miss the shot. I believe Oni should be reloading now, and he is in a helpless situation. He will try and get to safety.
Yeah, at this point, he's kind of like cannon fodder. He's just trying to expose the rest of his opponent's tanks for those T-32s to do damage on top of that hill. But even CES is down to 132 hit points. Only a single shot from any tank would kill him, and down he goes. Jonah, too, on the top there, is going to be the only T-32 left and the only Tier 8 tank. The only tank left from Cazadores. He's not going to make it happen. I mean, he needs, for every single tank to come up one by one, and then you can't even have a trade. You need to like ammo rack everybody immediately.
Yeah, and Absolute Royal is going to lead the way. That is he mount? What did he just hit for? He just hit for, is that the 105? No, that's, doesn't matter.
Down he goes, and Fulcrum Gaming will take battle number 3, sweeping it out already, man. They have gone 2-0. Can they go 3-0? We'll find out after this. Clutch, I was just making sure, since I jacked your seat for today. I know you came out into set and you're like, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm doing a Terry on you. Anyway, we have our...
It's okay. I gave you the thumbs up. You got my blessing.
3 AMX 5100s from Cazadores and 2 IS-3s. Of course, Himmelsdorf, very urban fight style. But on the other side, we have a slightly different lineup.
5100, 2 IS-3s, and 2 T-69s
That's
for
right.
Fulcrum Gaming. I like this, and I think they did this. Did we see them on Himmelsdorf yesterday do this? I believe we may have. Oh, and they're actually going to pull out, it looks like the middle push.
Yeah, super aggro mode, even a tank up tank alley as well. They have a tier 8 all the way in G3 though. I don't know who that is just yet, but I'm assuming it's one of the IS3s that's all the way back there, just defending.
No, that looks like that's a
IS3.
light tank. That's a T1, I think. And that was
No, it was G3, not
G3. Oh, I'm sorry. That's D3. Okay, I misheard you. We should use proper phonetic alphabet.
Okay.
Delta.
Giraffe 3.
It's golf.
Golf.
Sir.
Golf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my own, okay? I can go my own
I'll
way.
teach you it. I had
can
to memorize
go.
it in the Air Force.
No, I got it, guys. It's Gamma, actually.
No, it's golf.
Gamma.
It's golf. I think the Air Force and the Navy.
Now the
use-
duck line is really powerful, guys.
The entire U.S. military uses it.
don't the Marines use something a little different?
They could have a separate
I think
code,
we should
but-
all
I don't
use
remember. I
animal
know-
names, and then we change it around. Tomorrow it'll be Cars or something.
That's.
Albatross 2,
What if we
or
just taught you it?
Ultima 3.
I'm surprised that the Cazadores halfway pushed up the hill in the 5100s, then went all the way through. And now they're going to spot some of Fulcrum Gaming.
Yep, this is going to be the
On
trigger.
Tick Alley.
Fulcrum Gaming should just push forward, seeing a tier 8 on the high ground. F0X will be taken out by Kufo. I feel like this is way too bold. This is overextending to the max, because as soon as a tier 8 is known to be on top of that hill, you will be outnumbered for a good 30 seconds on that low ground.
It is known, Kreator.
It is known.
It is known.
And guess what? CES not going to be looking too happy. Neither are these two T1s, Thieve and Commandum.
Actually, Thieve might be just fine, as he's just going to cubby up, and
Wow,
it looks like
this is
Fulcrum's going to
actually
try to
really
ignore him.
cute. This is really cool. Utilizing this small little hill to really take the advantage. Of course, they have a hill shot up here, and they can play corner games. Al Jazim, Kufo, and one other tier 8.
Ooh, Cess is going to get ammo racked, and as he tries to speak out, he's going to burn his kit for it, but he's down to 589 now. It was a good crossfire position, and Jonah is covering Cess's back so that Fulcrum cannot get in there, but it looks like Kufo going highly aggressive, getting right in the face, but he's going to be met with a reloaded Absolute Royal and Nagatron unloading on him in just a second.
Yes, sir. Nagatron is going to get crossfire. We also have Friction that's able to do damage onto Kufo. Now Kufo's hiding behind Thieve, but it's not going to be that big of cover. Looks like CES is down to 130 hit points, so a lot of these players are just one hit, boom, boom, double tap. Kufo and CES are going to be taken out. That is 2 tier 8 tanks. 0 tier 8 tanks have been taken out from Fulcrum. They're showing, guess what, guys? They know how to brawl. I don't know where you guys got this idea that they don't know how to, because they've been brawling and crushing face.
It was, I'd say it was their the one thing that they are weakest out of all of their amazing strengths.
Yeah.
They are titans in this.
And when we say weak, it's like there's 10 out of 10, and then there's 9 out of 10. And
Exactly.
That's what Fulcrum Gaming is.
And you can take advantage of a 9 out of 10 if it's not a 10 out of 10. I mean, you could. If it's a weakness, you can try to exploit it. It's going to be hard, but it happens from time to time.
Jonah's going to YOLO swag into this, probably take out Nagatron. Can he get it? Can he get him? Yes, he will. Not without going down, though, as Onizuka is the last person alive. 225 hit points left. That's one shot from a T69 on average. 50-50 roll, actually. IS-3, one shot. Goodbye. And Fulcrum Gaming will take it 3-1 over Cazadores. An expected win, but also a glorious win.